Great weather today, 52 years old.
Yeah, the Punggol Beach massacre.
Self-defense. Okay, great weather today. Yesterday rain like hell. Cats and dogs. Today our weather is very nice to us. Where will be covering, Eugene?
We can go around Punggol. This is Punggol Beach area. Then we'll head over to Punggol Beach. Then we'll head to Pulau Serangoon.
Okay.
Then here is
So where shall we begin?
we can head over to Punggol Beach.
Okay, let's go.
Well, this one reminds me of the Trace Ultra route.
Wow.
They always come here, then take a break.
Is it a painful part of it?
Yeah, I don't want to think about it.
The 15-kilometer loop, right?
Yeah.
This is the last time the police station wooden hut was here. Yes. I came here before.
Yeah, you look here.
Now they built, wow, so nice.
Punggol seafood is here. I remember the old
You want to go down and take a look at the jetty? Let's go.
Wow, memories at my childhood place.
Yeah lah. You stay here all along, right?
Yeah, I see all along.
That's why it's good to come back.
Punggol Jetty, on Singapore's northeastern coast, began as a fishing village hub for local Malay and Chinese communities, supporting fishermen who docked their boats and unloaded catches. Over time, Punggol became known for seafood, pig farms, and plantations, with the jetty linking it to other parts of Singapore. By the mid-1900s, Punggol Jetty grew popular for recreation, offering access to nearby Coney Island, a picnic destination. By the 1970s and 1980s, it attracted visitors for dining and fishing, enhancing its lively charm.
Good morning, uncle. How's your day? You just went for a swim, You just went for a swim? Wow. Wow, finish, Wow. Is it dangerous to swim here? Oh, 很好嘞 uncle.
借一下
你今年几岁
82，
？82啊！哇 we should all learn from uncle 啊！哇 82 years old, still swimming 的啊！
是每天的，看见水很美丽啊，游
哇，今天的水不错啦
水。不美丽，
哦，不美。
很美丽，
你通常游哪里？
冲很很厉害的，
哦，浪很大
冲
啊。
很厉害，不可以游，
哦，
你看冲的很快的，
很好嘞，昂哥很健康嘞。你经常这样做哈？很好，82岁了 ，respect 嘞。小心啊！
In the 1990s, the Urban Redevelopment Authority transformed Punggol into a residential area with a modernized jetty, blending waterfront living with heritage. Today, Punggol Jetty is a favorite for fishing, birdwatching, and visiting Coney Island, preserving its rustic charm amidst Singapore's modern landscape.
Of the Punggol Beach massacre.
The Punggol Massacre, a tragic chapter in Singapore's history, occurred during World War II in February 1942 as Japanese forces occupied Singapore. Hundreds of Chinese residents were rounded up and taken to Punggol Beach, accused of being anti-Japanese. These civilians were brutally executed in what became known as the Suk Ching operation, aimed at eliminating suspected resistance. Today, Punggol Beach stands as a memorial site, honoring those who lost their lives. It serves as a somber reminder of the atrocities of war and the resilience of Singapore's people in the face of adversity.
Hey Tony,
Ah.
I see you bring stick. I also want to bring stick.
Oh, yeah, in case, self-defense.
Pulau Serangoon, better known today as Coney Island, is one of Singapore's most intriguing and picturesque spots, located just off the northeastern coast near Punggol. Today, it's a peaceful and ecologically rich park, but its history is filled with fascinating stories of abandoned plans, historical landmarks, and forgotten legacies. Join me as we dive into the history of this island, its transformation from a private retreat to an eco-park, and the mysterious house that once stood on its shores. Coney Island's story begins in the early 20th century, when it was still known by its Malay name, Pulau Serangoon. For centuries, it was largely uninhabited, a small, lush island off Singapore's coast. The first recorded mention of the island dates back to the late 1800s, when it was used primarily for farming and agriculture. In the 1930s, the island's history took a significant turn when it was purchased by Boon Haw, a wealthy businessman best known for creating Tiger Balm. Boon Haw, originally from Burma, moved to Singapore and made a fortune in the medicinal business, and he had grand plans for Pulau Serangoon. He envisioned turning it into a resort destination, an idyllic retreat for Singapore's elite, complete with luxurious chalets, recreational areas, and entertainment facilities. This vision led to the development of several structures on the island, including a house that would play a key role in the island's history. The house on Coney Island, often referred to as the bungalow on the island, was built as part of Boon Haw's resort plans. This grand colonial-style house was designed as the centerpiece of his envisioned retreat. The house stood as a symbol of wealth and luxury, surrounded by the natural beauty of the island, offering panoramic views of the surrounding sea and lush landscapes. While the house was meant to be a private residence for Boon Haw or his guests, there's an air of mystery surrounding its history. Little is known about the people who stayed there or the house's true purpose, especially given that AW's plans for the resort were never fully realized. Over the years, the house became abandoned, left to the forces of nature. Eventually, it was taken over by vegetation, and the remnants of the house are all that remain today. Visitors to Coney Island can still find traces of this house, though it is now in a state of ruin. The overgrown walls and foundations are now a testament to the passage of time, and the house's history is a faint whisper of the grand plans that were never fully realized. Boon Haw's ambitions for Coney Island were never realized due to a combination of factors, including the onset of World War II and the difficulty of developing an island retreat in an area that was hard to access. After his death in 1954, the island passed through several hands, each trying but failing to turn it into a commercial resort. In the 1950s, another investor briefly attempted to transform Coney Island into a leisure park, complete with hotels and a theme park, but these plans also faltered due to financial and logistical constraints. By the 1960s, the island fell into neglect. The grand vision for a luxurious resort was abandoned, and Coney Island became little more than a quiet, forgotten place. It wasn't until much later that the island would see new life. In the 1990s, Singapore's urban planners, particularly the Urban Redevelopment Authority, began considering the future of Punggol and its surrounding areas. As part of plans to develop the northeastern part of the island, the government took control of Coney Island in the early 1990s. However, instead of developing it into a commercial area, they opted to preserve its natural beauty and transform it into a park. In 2015, Coney Island was officially opened as an eco-park by the National Parks Board, marking a new chapter in the island's long history. The park's focus is on conservation, and its trails, beaches, and mangroves are carefully protected, providing a sanctuary for wildlife. The island is now home to a variety of plant species, birds, and other animals, making it a haven for nature lovers and birdwatchers. Visitors can explore Coney Island via footpaths and cycling tracks, that wind through the park's dense trees and natural landscapes. The island is also a popular spot for picnics, fishing, and even spotting some of Singapore's rarer wildlife, like the endangered collared kingfisher and the long-tailed macaque. Today, Coney Island serves as a recreational area for residents and visitors alike, offering a peaceful escape from the hustle and bustle of Singapore's urban landscape. Its rugged charm, coupled with its rich history, makes it a unique spot that bridges Singapore's past and present. The remnants of the old bungalow and other structures on the island remind us of the dreams that were once held for this place, dreams that, while unfulfilled, contribute to the island's intriguing legacy. Visitors are encouraged to take care when visiting, as the park's primary focus remains on conservation. Despite the abandonment and decay of past ambitions, Coney Island is now a thriving eco-park, with the opportunity for visitors to reflect on both the island's turbulent history and its natural beauty. From a quiet, uninhabited island to a failed resort, and now a peaceful eco-park, Coney Island Pulau Serangoon has seen many changes throughout its history. The house that once stood there, along with the remnants of Bun Ha's grand plans, serves as a reminder of the island's storied past. Today, Coney Island is a place where history, nature, and recreation meet, providing visitors a glimpse into Singapore's evolving landscape, from the colonial era to the modern-day conservation efforts that make it one of the city's most unique green spaces. Whether you visit for its scenic views, its bird-watching opportunities, or its historical landmarks, Coney Island remains a testament to both the ambitions of the past and the preservation of nature for future generations. Coney Island Pulau Serangoon is home to several tranquil, unspoiled beaches that offer a peaceful escape from the hustle and bustle of Singapore's urban areas. These beaches, surrounded by coastal vegetation and mangrove forests, provide a rustic charm with their wide, sandy stretches and natural beauty. While the waters are not ideal for swimming, the beaches are perfect for activities like picnicking, bird watching, and fishing, or simply enjoying the serene atmosphere. The island's beaches are also an important habitat for wildlife, with species like the collared kingfisher and various crabs commonly found along the shore. Visitors can enjoy walking or cycling along the trails that lead to these quiet beaches, which offer stunning views of the Straits of Johor. With no large-scale commercial development, Coney Island's beaches provide a rare opportunity to relax in nature, making it an ideal spot for those seeking tranquility and a connection to the outdoors. The Punggol Zoo, founded by William Lawrence Soma Basapa, a Singaporean Indian landowner, was one of Singapore's early attempts at a zoological park. Basapa, who was involved in land ownership and business in Singapore, decided to create an animal collection in Punggol. The zoo, also called the Singapore Zoological Gardens and Bird Park at Punggol, was established in 1928. It was located near the Punggol area on the northeastern coast of Singapore, close to the Punggol River. At its peak, the Punggol Zoo housed a variety of animals, including monkeys, birds, tigers, and other exotic creatures. The zoo attracted both local and foreign visitors, and it was one of the earliest efforts in Singapore to offer a public attraction centered around wildlife. The zoo was set amidst the lush environment of Punggol, which provided an ideal backdrop for showcasing different species of flora and fauna. However, the zoo's existence was short-lived. The outbreak of World War II in the early 1940s, along with the Japanese occupation of Singapore, led to its closure. The animals were either relocated or lost during the chaotic period of the war. After the war, there was no effort to revive the zoo, and the area eventually became part of the residential and industrial developments that define Punggol today. Though the Punggol Zoo was short-lived, it holds a significant place in the early history of wildlife conservation and public animal collections in Singapore. William Lawrence Soma Basapa's initiative was one of the first of its kind in the region. Today, the legacy of the zoo is mostly forgotten, but it serves as an interesting historical footnote in the development of Singapore's public parks and wildlife initiatives. Much of the land that once housed the zoo is now part of the modern punggol development, with residential areas, parks, and recreational spaces replacing what was once a sanctuary for animals. However, the spirit of wildlife preservation and appreciation has continued through institutions like the Singapore Zoo Night Safari and the Jurong Bird Park, which have since taken on the task of educating the public about wildlife conservation. This history highlights how the Punggol Zoo, despite its brief existence, contributed to the early interest in zoological parks and animal conservation in Singapore before World War to reshape the landscape.